maintaining a good medical practice. Naturally, they have given how you can maintain. You can read that. I'm not reading it, but how you can. But this is important because multiple time major customer you are going to deal who are running a institute or a skill oriented institute or anything like global institute also. For example, global institute also various courses for upgrading the knowledge of the people. And I have argued only on this 1.2.1 section in High Court for one of air transplant doctor who are running an institute has been alleged for violating the law. I have taken the ground of this particular regulation, which says that physician should try to continuously improve medical knowledge and skill, medical knowledge and skill, and should make available to their patient and colleagues the benefit of their profession attainment. I could able to get relief in that case. So today also, if you are doing this course, you are naturally under 1.2.1 are upgrading your law knowledge. What you are doing, you are improving your skill for the purpose of what? To take care of your colleagues, the benefits of professional attainment. So what you are doing is absolutely as per the guidelines given under the regulation. So same happens, client is going to come for various other institute and lots of questions because rivals are complaining. You, if knowing this, that under the law it has been allowed and been upgraded, you can take advantage of guiding your client in that. Membership of society, physicians should not participate in professional meetings. Lots of things are there. Continuous medical education for 30 hours. We all know that. These are the important aspect of these things. See why I'm dealing with this particular thing. I'll tell you, I have got a case in Consumer Fora where only on a duties and responsibilities part, complainant is to file a complaint against the doctor. He has brought a prescription. Under the regulation, it mentioned that how prescription should be. It must have a registration number, it must have an address, details of the thing which was not there. What need to be presented on a file which is not there. What need to be done as per the law is not there. He has compared both the things, what is given under the law and what is not been done by the doctor, and filed a complaint in a consumer fora for the compensation. I was really shocked to see that. But that is the truth. And if regulation says and not been followed, we can't get positive result in a court of law. That's the reason my humble request that it is going to take half an hour to read, 1 hour to read, but whenever you got time, I'm not going to read all the sections because it is going to kill the time. But you can read it. I'm going to highlight only the things which I really wanted you to know. But my request is that please, once you get this copy tomorrow, day after tomorrow, please read it. I'm going to send this copy to you so that you can read and understand. Yes, if you don't understand, please call me or intimate Global Institute so that in next session or wherever question answer session are there, we can take the topic again, which has not been understood by any of our learner. Maintenance of medical record is very clearly been demarcated because huge number of questions you are going to get during your practice that how much time we should keep a record. And you need to have some evidences because I'll tell you, I have got lots of cases where police officers has called a doctor for 9 years old record, 6-year-old record. In many of the MTP cases, which goes to the court of law, DNC cases, which goes to the court of law, post in domestic violence, in divorce cases and other cases, post 6 years, and then police officer expect the record from the doctor, and doctor does not have a record, and they need a defense. In such a time, you can give your defense to your doctor saying that I am not saying, but it is law says that you need to keep a record for 3 years. So this particular screenshot also, if you sent to the doctor, which is mentioned in the regulation, that saves a doctor a lot because once police officers sees that particular section, which has been in the form of act, he stops following a doctor for medical record because he knows the law says for 3 years. Every physician shall maintain medical record pertaining to his or her indoor patient. Now, new law has added OPD also because this was the big question in a court of law because OPD word was not mentioned. So OPD word, there was no limitation. In indoor patient for a period of 3 years for the date of commencement of a treatment in a standard performer laid down by Medical Council of India in Appendix 3. So medical record in what format need to be kept for how many years need to be kept is very clearly demarcated. So 3 years time for keeping a medical record is mentioned. Further, multiple questions you are going to get. during your practice that patient wanted a medical record. Should I give or shouldn't I give? Always remember, my friend, law has compelled every hospital doctor to give medical record to the patient, and such a judgment is already given by Honorable Court on the basis of this 1.3.2 provision, which says that any request made for medical record either by patient or by authorized attendant. Authorized attendant, always remember, if patient came with some person who signed an admission form, not to third person, attendant who had signed the paper, third person if comes, then if you give a paper, it can be a breach of privacy or confidentiality. So to the attendant, to the patient, or legal authorities. Legal authorities, if they have given a signature to advocate, one wakalatnama, normally advocate notice which comes does not come with wakalatnama. So you don't know the authority is given or advocate by himself has sent a notice. But you need to have a authority, if at all you have authorized later with Aadhaar card signature, with a patient signature or relative signature. The person who comes to you have a copy. So same need to be with a duly acknowledged document. Same may be duly acknowledged document, means Aadhaar card or something like that shall be issued within 72 hours. So within 3 days, medical record must be given to the patient. Law has already been maintain the register of medical certificate. I have seen that no one maintain medical certificate registration book, but carbon copy always should be there with the full details of certificate issued. When issuing a medical certificate, she always center the identification mark. Repeatedly been told, but no one follows. But whenever your client comes, tell them whenever you're giving any certificate in a medical practice, always write an identification mark, scar on forehead or mole on particular part of the patient, and keep a copy of certificate. Patient shall not omit to record the signature or thumb mark. So two important aspects, identification mark and thumb mark or a signature. Address at least one identification mark of the patient on a medical certificate report. The medical certificate shall be prepared as an appendix two. So law has already guided their student of medical doctors how to give a certificate. Still will not be. Let me give you one of the medical certificate signature. There was a case came to me where the patient came to a particular doctor and narrated his name as Ram and taken all treatment for 3-4 days or a week and taken a medical certificate from the physician. Because since he was regularly coming, doctors given to him, never even inquired about the identification mark or any identity card or XYZ. And the same certificate was sent to UP, where his brother, whose name actually was a Ram, and this guy's name was Sham, that guy has submitted the certificate there in a court of law to get a bail in criminal case, stating that in this period when crime was being registered under FIR against me, I was not here in UP, I was in Mumbai. And that medical certificate of doctor was put as evidence. And in law, it is said as LAB. LAB means one person cannot be at two places at one time. So naturally, taking a ground of LAB, he has gone to the court and also wanted to discharge the case. But since circumstantial evidences was very, very clear against the accused, court was given that evidences also. Now for the court, it become very important to ascertain that evidence given by the doctor is proper or evidence submitted by the investigation officer is a proper. Hence, someone was issued to the doctor and doctor was called there for the purpose of inquiry to ascertain that the certificate was given to Ram was right or not. If the doctor would have written some identification mark, or he would have written or taken a signature, even if it all duplicate signature would have been done by the Ram, but identification mark cannot be same at two persons' body. So naturally, Ram was in front of Sham was in front of him. If you said his name is Ram, probably he would have written an identification mark, would have saved. So taking a signature become very, very important. Let me narrate another case to make you understand why I am narrating a case is because you will understand the importance of a medical certificate. It was a certificate given for the purpose of facilitating a family to get a free medicine. A lady came to this particular doctor in a rush hour. आज the doctor, आपको तो मम्मी के बारे में मालूम है, आपने मम्मी का ट्रीटमेंट किया है. And it is impossible for general practitioner to remember because he sees 100 patient a day. 5 दिन पहले या 15 दिन पहले किसको देखा है, उसको याद कहाँ रहने वाला है. So he said, yes, tell me what you want. He said, sir, she is diabetic patient, she is hypertensive patient, she is on this medicine prescribed by you, that is hypertensive medicine and diabetic medicine. If you give me just a letter that she was under your treatment for diabetes under these drugs or hypertension under this drug, probably I will get the same medicine free of cost. Tell me who will not going to write. When this is for the benefit of the patient, without thinking, doctor has given a certificate to that girl who came for mother without seeing the mother that Samantha Bai has been treated by me for such as a purpose for this thing. She is under the treatment of whatever she is hypertension under following drug. She is taking following drug. And this certificate was practically been submitted to Nagpur High Court, where a person who murdered a guy got convicted for life imprisonment, was in jail, wanted to have a payroll, come out on a payroll, needed to have some evidence to prove that why he need to have a payroll. His advocate has filed a complaint that his mother is serious under this disease. So he should be relieved for 15 days so that he can meet ailing mother. And that certificate was used as evidence where High Court has released him on a payroll, only believing that doctor's certificate is right. And then he ran away, never came back to the jail again. But the person whose guy was murdered, naturally rivalry in a smaller town places, rivalry never been forgotten by the people. The other party filed the RTI in High Court to get the idea that how he got a payroll. They found that medical certificate and they were shocked because Samantha Bai died 10 years back. And then they filed a complaint in a High Court that Samantha Bai, on whose ground he was released, has already died few years back, and the certificate issued today shows that he is alive and under treatment. And in that case, doctor got a summon with all sort of a list of the things which inquired that how you came to conclusion that she was having a blood pressure, what instrument was used, what investigation was done, what clinical exam, and here patient has never came, doctor has taken certificate. So if the signature and thumb impression was demanded, probably the patient would have brought to this doctor. So my friend, these are very clear guidelines given for maintaining a medical record. And one should stick to this because this is very clearly been mentioned under the law. So certificate plays a very important role. Effort should be made to computerize. Nowadays, lots of issues have been copying about the electronic document. You can definitely guide that computerized medical record has already been given under the law. Only thing that we need to follow the IT Act 2010, 2000 amendment for maintaining an electronic record. I said the complaint filed against the doctor only since his medical registration was not on prescription. Law very clearly says display of registration number. Every physician should display registration number according to my state medical council in India in his clinic and all his prescription, certificate, money receipt given to the patient. And you all know how many prescription has got medical certificate number or how many medical certificate or per se receipt has got registration number. But that is the law. Patients shall display as suffix to their name only recognize a medical degree. I've got a multiple cases where the foreign degree, MRSH or some other qualification, foreign degree was put on a visiting card and letterhead of a doctor by doing a foreign degree which was not recognized by MCI, that is postgraduate, and they were practicing as a diabetologist or whatever specialization. Some RTI activists have complained after getting RTI from MCI that these degrees are recognized or not, to medical council, and a huge pile of cases came to medical council where they need to adjudicate the case. So they have made a declaration form, called all the complainant under whose disclaimer was there. Even suo motu inquiry was initiated. Declaration was taken and they were given a punishment of warning that they should not put name at the people. So this is the law, that they cannot write anything more than what has been recognized by medical council if they are medically practicing. If they are practicing medically. Suppose you have done MA, you can definitely affix, because MA you are not going to use for the medical practice. Try to understand. If you already taken a degree from any university, you can put, and that is nowhere going to block you from any corner. But if at all you are putting a diabetologist or neurologist or any degree we are taken from the various places of a foreign university, then definitely question.